So, why the Schroth method sucks. Now, potentially a controversial video, but I think controversy is okay when it's pushing a conversation forward. I also think methods that are largely accepted that don't work need to be exposed as such, because there are people like myself who try them, put a lot of time and money into them to find they don't really do a lot. And alternatives need to be found in order to replace those, and those alternatives generally aren't found until we admit that what we have now available to us isn't working. So potentially negative video, but negativity isn't the intention of my video. So firstly, I guess why listen to what I have to say, right? I'm some guy with like 6 videos and 50 views per video. Well, I would say as someone with scoliosis who's been very dysfunctional, came a long way through exercise and has learned how to deal with it to the point that I have a 315 bench, a 500-pound deadlift, I run barefoot on a regular basis, and I do MMA. I would say that's a pretty good improvement based upon the kind of exercising I figured out in order to deal with my scoliosis. And what I figured out to deal with my scoliosis was definitely not the Schroth method. Now, firstly, what I want to say about the Schroth method is firstly what it gets correct, okay? The first thing it gets correct is simply the idea that you can treat scoliosis through exercise, right? You can do that. There are a lot of ideas that a lot of people out there who think you can't. Now, it's true you can't change the curvature of your spine, but you can affect how that curvature affects your body by doing certain exercises. I won't get into details of what those are. Those are my other videos. If you want to train with me, I train people online all over the world. I help people with this. I've had the problems myself. I know how to fix them up. So that's the first thing about the Schroth method. It gets right. And that was one of the things that was revolutionary about it, was scoliosis can be helped through certain exercises. Great step forward. Secondly, great step forward is that we treat the spine with the Schroth method three-dimensionally, right? So a lot of people, if we think of this rope as our spine, they think your curve is just this. There you go, that's your curve. And so the way to deal with it is just to decompress, right? Well, that's true if you look at it from just this angle, but that's not how it actually is. If you look at the curve from all angles, you'll see this is actually how a scoliosis curve is. And if I try to just pull up, nothing happens. And I'm not faking that, I'm legit pulling up. If I push down, well, you see what happens there. So decompression is still important, but decompression isn't the primary cause of the scoliosis. The primary cause is the twist. So if I let go of the twist, what do you know? The curve goes away. Similarly, our exercise routine to deal with our scoliosis has to be that way. And until it is, the problems and pain and dysfunctionality caused by your scoliosis won't go away. So that's how we deal with it. So that's what the Schroth method gets right. Now, essentially what it gets wrong is nothing actually unique to it. It's an idea that I'll frankly call a disease that permeates so much of the medical community, and especially the physical therapy community, which is to say we heal the body and fix the body by coddling the body. Okay? The Schroth method has you do various holds and certain all sorts of angles while doing certain breathing techniques, and maybe that'll get an old lady to be able to get off her couch and go to the bathroom without needing her walker, or being able to even walk her dog. But for the everyday person who wants to genuinely have a pain-free life, those kind of isometric holds and different angles ain't going to do anything for you. We are an evolved animal species that navigated and migrated the entire globe, mostly in the Stone Age. We hunted down animals bigger than 10 times our size to extinction. We are a strong, capable, adaptive species. And this innate strength is something we have to access if we want to be able to handle life. I mean, think of the logic of it. If you're a parent, you probably know, if you're a sane parent anyway, who knows these days, you know that you can't coddle your kids. If you coddle your kids, they're not going to be able to handle life. Now, at the same time, you don't want to go be too disciplined and then at the point that you're abusive, but coddling your kids won't help them be able to handle life. And it's the same thing with your body. You can't go super hard on it to the point that you tear it down, but you can't coddle it to the point that you just avoid this and avoid that and avoid that, right? A lot of the ideas behind the Schroth method as well is that you avoid various twists and bends in your normal life. But those twists and bends are movements that everyday life requires of you. You have to learn how to do them. The more you avoid them, the more problematic and painful they're going to be. The trick is learning how to face life and develop the strength to be able to do that. okay? Now, that doesn't mean, again, that we do it recklessly. Oh, well, you know, you need to be strong to handle scoliosis. Let's go deadlift 500 pounds. No. But what you do is you understand that you need to be doing difficult exercises that expose the weakness instead of running away from it, just expose the problems instead of running away from them in order to heal from them. And that's ultimately where I think the Schroth method fails. Again, doing a bunch of isometric holds, they ain't gonna do anything for you. I'm just being straight up with you. You have to move far beyond that. Maybe the Schroth method is helpful for a few weeks in order to understand the certain kind of twists that are going on inside your body and certain muscle groups that need to be activated and certain ones that need to be stretched out. You get to know some of the asymmetries of your body, but after a few weeks, you need to move on, or else you're going to stay in that spot of having to avoid all sorts of movements for the rest of your life, and it's not going to be fun. I've been there, I've done that. It's not fun. The way out is facing your pain, facing your problems, but doing so skillfully and generally with a professional who knows what they're doing. I'm an example, not to toot my own horn. But yeah, like I said, I've got scoliosis as well as some other skeletal conditions myself. Missing part of my collarbones, got a leg length discrepancy, overall joint hypermobility. I've learned how to deal with them. I've learned in life it's best to learn from those who are dealing with or have dealt with the same problems as you. And now I have an online business where I help people all over the world deal with their issues. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, write to me. I'll do what I can to help you out. Thanks. See you later.